Well, hello. Hey guys, I'm racing in the door as per usual. Just walked the dog. You were just listening to Making Stuff. Let me get transitioned over. Hello. Hi. I forgot to set up transitions. Okay, so hey, welcome. My name is Crimson Clad. This is CyberBuzz. I'm rocking a really bad braid today. So, forgive me that I'm looking a little schlumpy and pathetic. And we'll figure it out as we go. So, I've seen some people already on the YouTube. I'm going to pull the viewer counts because they're not properly calibrated here. So let's make them all disappear. And then as you guys hop in and I see all of you, I'm transitioning here. Hang on, transition. There, good. Let me get out of studio mode. Hi. This is weird. Okay, so I will say if you're watching on the video, I've got this braid that I'm rocking. And it's weird because it kind of makes me look like I'm wearing a bad toupee. Have you guys seen this? Check out the bad fake toupee. I might have to, I think I'm going to change this. Okay, so anyways, the dog is here. We'll fix my hair live on stream. Worst coder ever. That sounds about right. And we'll talk today. I don't have a lot of plans. And so I'm going to try and figure out what it is we're doing. And what is this count here? Oh, that's the Waves listeners. We'll hide those. There we go. Okay, so we'll figure out where we're going today, what we're going to talk about. I have lots of stuff that I thought we might... Did you miss it? Is it over? No, it's just starting. I'm just rocking in. It is, but the dog... Oh, Lord. Thanks for hopping in. Good to see you guys. I'm going to go out. I promise I'll do the tweet shortly. And I also didn't put on real makeup. So I kind of look, I look super fake today. I don't look like a real person. This is the only problem with the translation, if you combine them, over to HD video, is that you could see everything and it's bad. And now that I'm seeing it, I'm like, oh my gosh, terrible, fucking terrible. Okay, so Cly, yeah, I know. Cly wants to talk about his projects, but here's the deal. Everybody sends me DMs. Everybody wants to do interviews. Everybody wants to do AMAs. And if you don't book a time slot with me, then you're not going to get my time. Sorry, kids. And we've got a couple different interviews coming up for the, for the coming weeks. So there's quite a few people who want to talk to you about their projects and want to show you stuff and want to feature their things for you. So you are going to have to, you're going to have to book some time. So lots of stuff going on around the ecosystem this week. Did you get my DM? No, I didn't. Why do you DM me seconds before showtime? Like I'm going to check it. Like what a fucking ape. You hope I have a wonderful day. Oh, Ron. It's so fucking infuriating. It's so infuriating. ATS, you want a voice chat on the show today? Maybe, but probably not. But maybe. We'll see. I don't know. Like I said, what do you want to talk about? You'll have to put in a time slot anyways. It's fair because I'm gonna have to like get sorted. Tell us how I really feel. No, it's so ridiculous. This show drives me insane and I want to quit it so badly. Fine, you're never coming back again. Okay. All right. That's great. Bye. So the reality is, especially when you book a guest and they don't show, and that happens a lot. And one of them, I'm not going to name any names, but it's Coin. He stood me up 3 weeks in a row. He's actually going to be coming back pretty soon. It's not that I want to quit on you per se. It's just this show takes a lot out of me, takes a lot of prep, and all the Hive shit that I'm already doing. This show, god damn. God damn. It is slowly... It's slowly killing me. So I've been thinking about it as what I'm going to do with it in the future. And we talk about that a lot on this show. But I don't want to turn today's show into that because I'm doing some chatting with some outside websites and things like that. We're looking at potentially like syndicating some of the chat. We're looking at kind of pulling in more people to talk with, maybe kind of going a little more project and music centric, and just you could talk about that one German guy who did that domain thing. I know that a lot of people are going to want to talk about that today, so we'll see if we want to go there or not. We'll play around with it. Yeah, we could talk about metal. Nice try, Corbin. Nice try. Yeah, go check out on YouTube. We had the potato show, which poor Corbin missed the this, but with shit like tips. Actually, and you know what? I don't have the alert box hooked up. So for Full Force Radio on Thursday, we actually were demonstrating it. You could tip. You can get the voice to speech. You can get the text to speech, pardon me, showing up on the overlay. You could totally mess with the show, but I haven't set that up for CyberBuzz. So potentially in the future, and potentially very shortly, you will be able to send donations and stuff and impact what's happening with the stream. But so there actually was a potato show. There was. You can watch it. And so some of the other things that I want to kind of check with you guys about today is how and if do you consume CyberBuzz content, and do you ever watch it after the fact? I suspect, crypto super chats, all that stuff, inertia, all of it. You missed it the other night. I was demonstrating. I have an Australian voice. I have Cope trapped in my computer, and he announces when people send me money. Oh Lord. Okay, so let me 3-speak drama. Got a TLDR? Yes, we do. Developer unhappy. Pulls third or fourth, burn everything down on the way out the door sort of thing. So yes, we can talk about that a little bit if you want. I mean, there are some people in this chat who are like, I'm not at liberty to say, I'm doing a bunch of... It's no big secret, but it's also 3Speak is just trying to keep the focus on moving themselves in a positive direction, and they're going to take care of what and who needs to be taken care of in the background. So please do not fret. But of course, keep yourself safe. And so that's another thing that we might want to talk about a little bit today is rogue contracts, rug pulls, and some of the challenges in a decentralized ecosystem that, wanted to go. Yeah, we know. I mean, Cly is really obsessed with doxing, and this happens to be a thing that's probably going to happen a lot in chat. So, all right, we can go over that. So if you missed this show, you can find it on YouTube, and you should use Library, honestly. So yeah, let me quickly go over that while we're waiting for people to filter in, while we're kind of trying to decide what we want to talk about today. Let's quickly go over that. So I could set up a library. I know nothing about that. I know literally nothing about it, but it's on my list of to-dos. So we've talked about this for Full Force Radio, but CyberBuzz is a different beast. And one of the reasons that CyberBuzz is a different beast is because it's always very Hive centric. Hi, Shane! Or Odyssey. Yeah, this is a big mug. It is. It holds a whole lot of fucking apologies, let me tell you. So let's quickly kind of touch on this, because the idea is I hate social media. I hate all of the things that you need to successfully grow a brand in a show. However, what I've decided and what I am learning very, very strongly this week is that the only way that we're going to get more people kind of coming into Hive is having people bring them in. We know that. We've all been talking about this for years. However, I'm going to have to either put up or shut up on that front. So the idea is I'm going to continue trying to actually take parts of this show, take it out, find more people who aren't involved, and drag them back in. And so that means this show will stay largely Hive-centric. I will still talk about what's going on around the ecosystem, specifically focus on projects and things happening in the ecosystem. But I'm also trying to keep in mind what it is I need to do to take it outwards, grow it, and bring people back in. Like, we gotta lure these fuckers in. And so there's some work that needs to be done on that. And I have very, very very clear indicator that I'm fucking terrible at it. I hate it. I hate YouTube. I hate social media. I hate Twitter. I hate how incredibly manipulated these places are. I mean, Twitter especially, and Twitch. And so for those of you who are watching on other streaming media, because I do see you, let me just quickly kind of like flip flip up some of the viewers. I see, yeah, see, let's just see. Oh no, they're both on zeros. Never mind, it's not working at all. So as much as I fucking hate this, absolutely hate this, it is time to start thinking about what can be done with it. And so with all that being said, it does seem that YouTube is a really great vehicle for outreach. And so one of the things that I'm trying to focus on, is making videos more replayable later on. And so that is an important thing. So one thing, if somebody could check, is the live chat from YouTube working? We may never know. I thought I fixed it, but let's just see. I'm going to have to fix it every single day. So if that's connected, then I will say hi to everybody on Vim. I will say hi to everybody on Trovo, Theta, wherever you may be watching. This show, if you don't mind, this show is often about Hive. It's about disruptive technology. We talk about what's going on around the ecosystem. We play some synth music and the Crim and War show with Clown Boy. So what you're saying, War, is you need me to do a show. You need to jump on here and have me carry you to greatness. But I do have fun. I do love hanging out with you guys. And I mean, I've been saying, oh, I don't have time. I don't have the spoons. I don't have the ability to commit hard enough to the show. And here we are. Here we are 4 years later and everybody's still hanging out. I am the star. Am I? So with all that out of the way, we often start the show with this bullshit, and we kind of get it out of the way and people start filtering in. So we'll move towards the actual function of today's show. So there's a couple different things that I do want to talk about. Yeah, we can talk about some of the sort of negatives going on around the crypto space. How do we talk about those? How do we alleviate those? And how do we help people recognize that this is a normal part of the ecosystem? And not only the normal part of the ecosystem, but really not a big deal. Look, oh my God, he dropped this image in chat, and I swear to God, we're gonna have to fix the hair ASAP, because it's weird. I threw this braid to kind of cover up the fact that I was wearing a toque this morning and I have hat head, but now it just looks like I'm wearing a bad weave. It looks like fake hair. It doesn't even look real. This shit's fucked up, man. Let's fix it. Let's just fucking fix it. So anyways, we talk about this every week, and that Crim's gonna give up and she doesn't have enough time, and whatever. And it's all still true. Don't get me wrong. But of course, I'm going to pivot a little bit and try to make this show a little more useful to all of you. Should I just rock this? Should I rock the Cousin It for the entire show, maybe? Would that make you guys happy? It's unfortunate that it's still slightly toque weather in Canada, because this is where you're at. Don't say took. Don't say took. Don't say toque. Okay, so we have a fake Crim Quid every week. Yeah, I mean, and I think for those of you who have been here, I promise we'll get into real show really quickly. But for those of you who have been here for a long time, you've seen this. And if there's one thing that I think and I hope in the long run is valuable to you, it's that many of you, yeah, it's super nice here too, but it's still chilly. It's sunny and it's been t-shirt and tank top weather, but I'm a giant baby and I have like this trifecta. I have to keep the back of my neck warm. I have to keep the tips of my fingers warm, and I have to keep the tips of my ears warm. And if those three things are warm, then I am warm and happy. Don't ask me why. All right, so we're kind of back. We're kind of situated. I look slightly less like I'm wearing a bad toupee, and people are starting to roll in on all the platforms now. So there we go. Let's kind of move on with today's show. So crypto has crypto has problems as much as any other industry. And Hive is, arguably, Hive is actually, it does better than other parts of the crypto ecosystem. And when we're talking about scams and when we're talking about sort of problematic stuff that happens around the community, we're pretty good at banding together as a community and trying to alleviate, drive out, and get rid of scammers. We're actually pretty positive of that. And so what we see a lot time and again, and especially in the ETH ecosystem, ETH is starting to, crypto doesn't have problems with Moen. I know, we just really want to focus on that, but this is a wider branching topic than just Hive. But so one of the most important things that the crypto space needs to wrap its head around, and probably partially Hive as well, is how do you help people bounce back from a hack or from a scam? Now, arguably, it's nobody's fault and it's nobody's problem. And that is absolutely true. 1,000% true. But one of the most helpful and sort of impactful things that you can do is help realize that there are scams that are still happening in the real world. There are people who fall for, somebody calls them and does a fucking robocall and tells them they've won a cruise and they send money in the mail. People go out and buy iTunes gift cards to transfer to the guy in India who, found a fucking virus on their Windows system. There are still so many scams everywhere in the world. Everywhere, in all sort of aspects, in all corners, anywhere that value is transacted, somebody is trying to make a buck on your back. And so, yeah, Cly's right, but there are sort of mitigating factors at play in the real world. So you guys know, if you buy something fake on your credit card or someone compromises a number or whatever the case may be, there are sort of established, insured, or sort of policy items in place to help you bounce back. And so you can learn an expensive lesson, but there's also sort of the big daddy is watching out for you and taking care of you and making sure that when you do fuck up, there are no consequences to your action. Power downtime plus an account recovery equals better. Yeah, I agree, Matt. So here we are in crypto. And the crypto space is wild. And, it doesn't have a lot of these same, what would be a good word for it? Things to help you save you from yourself. There's a lot less of that. And we know part of the reason we're all interested in crypto is self-sovereignty, is being your own bank, is breaking away from a lot of that centralized control. Because if somebody can save you from these issues, there's an excellent chance that they can also step in and intervene on your behalf when you don't want them to. And so there are good sides and bad sides, and this is all just part of crypto. But safeguards, Matt, exactly, safeguards with very sarcastic air quotes around them. And so here we are in crypto, and crypto, especially this week and especially in the DeFi ETH ecosystem, there have been 4 rug pulls this week. It's been a tough one. There's been a lot going on where where bad things are happening for sure. I'm waiting for Cly to be like, I'm hacking in to a Tesla satellite so I can watch him remotely, and then I'm gonna bounce his coordinates off of my surveillance drones and Amazon. I'm gonna send an Amazon package, and I just oh my god. There's a lot happening, and litigation will happen for sure. So what did he do now? Okay, so it looks like we're really not going to get through this section of the show unless we talk a little bit about this. So 3Speak has a developer. They hired a developer who, unfortunately, I know, Cly, I'm making fun of the fact that you're so into hunting this guy down. I totally get everybody wants to help and whatnot, but it is just really funny. Because it's big talk in a chat room in Discord. I mean, a lot, he's still online on his Discord account. I mean, quite literally, anybody could just message him right now. I messaged him yesterday. And if he opens his phone or whatever, then Discord can easily just pass that along. No problem. So speaking of centralized entities that can use your public information and public messages against you, remember, Discord is not secure, friends. So yeah, I mean, as a quick kind of touch on this, the reality is whether or not he's actually been convicted of any crimes, this particular developer was involved in the utopian hack that ended up using a lot of people's keys inappropriately, and then also emptied a bunch of accounts. And so the reality is regardless of how you feel about this person or whatnot, where 3Speak is at is 3Speak has been working on a small budget, trying to build up a big platform and try to take on a lot of incumbents. And their servers were all set up by a dev and all had access by a dev who has been unsatisfied since the start and has let people know that he's unsatisfied. And unfortunately, they have all parted ways quite spectacularly, and on the way out the door, he sabotaged all of their servers and a bunch of things like that. So if you have seen that 3Speak is at a new domain and was down briefly, that is because their developer decided to leave, and cool guys don't look at explosions. He just wandered out the building and everything was on fire behind him. So 3Speak has come back around. They've already transitioned over, but I think this is a valuable lesson, and not for the reason that people think it is. People are thinking it's because don't use ecosystem devs who are unstable, which is absolutely a good lesson. And, for the record, there was a lot of warning about his involvement in previous problems. Sorry, I'm trying to fix the camera here. They were warned, and they hired him anyways, because at the end of the day, how many good devs in the ecosystem and how many, talented, affordable people are in the ecosystem is a problem. And it's a problem in any tech-centric ecosystem. Yeah, I know, you're in trouble, Cly. So the problem really comes down to we don't have a big enough resource pool. And that still turns into, how do we look outwards and draw talent inwards? It's not just, you miss a week, you miss a lot. Yeah, that's what happens when you're on the road, booby. So what I want to kind of focus on from this is less about, let's hunt down this dev, and let's look a little bit more at what are the lessons that A, you need to learn for this, and B, how do you come back from something like this as an ecosystem, as a project, and as users? Because that's an important part of the crypto space. So this wasn't really 1,000% where the show was going to go today, but it's probably a great place to start. So now that we've thrown this out there, here is this dev. Yeah, if only we had 100 million Hive and a DAO to pay for devs. I agree, revised sociology, and we've talked a little bit about this before. And one of the actual problematic things is not only do we have it, forget for the fact that, it's hard to get funding once you're here and you know about it. Nobody fucking knows about this. And so arguably one of the best parts of having this dev fund is throwing it out there and saying, hey, come here, build something, document it, use our great resources, and then throw your hat in the ring for funding, because we have a giant pool of what is largely angel investment for people who want to come and be successful on Hive. And nobody knows about it. We've never fucking said that anywhere. And there are plenty of projects that have this, that is literally their focus, is here it is. It's not free. You got to bring something to the table. You got to compete for it. Get over here, make some noise, make a project, make something happen. Hive. So that is on my radar and on my focus. Now, one thing that I will say is there is that. Yeah, it's worth about $6 and some pocket lint. It's valued just slightly below the Canadian dollar. But so here we are. Now we've had, this thing happen in the ecosystem where a major project was sabotaged. And so it's not a hack. And this is a great reminder that using something as easy to integrate as Hive Signer or Keychain allows projects to protect their users. And so this has been really valuable because, of course, imagine for a second that, what did he take? I just heard about the domain. Yeah, he had control over pretty much all of their servers. So, here, God, Clyde, you know what? It's fine. Clyde's gonna really hammer home and make this a huge, crazy thing in chat. And the reality is we could focus on the event, but it's going to be litigated. It is going to go through court. And the 3Speak team have a lot of resources available to them, and they're not going to let this go. And so for the best thing that we can do is pass things on to 3Speak if you have things to contribute, but otherwise stay the fuck out of their way. And so it's just like, talking to the team yesterday, everyone is trying to be an internet detective, and it's kind of amazing. But anyways, good luck to that. So now I get that that's what people always want to turn this into. They always want to turn things into drama bombs. But again, the valuable thing that we can do with this is turn it around and say, so how do you I'm sorry, Clyde. It's not even a you thing, but it's just like everybody's like, I'm going to make him pay. I'm watching him. I've triangulated him. I've got his address. I'm going to dox him. I'm going to drop in on him, and I'm going to make him feel like he wished he was never born. I swear to God. Like, all of a sudden, we've turned into, like, step into a Slim Jim. Oh, yeah. We're all the ultimate warrior now. Like, what the fuck happened? The most valuable thing you can do in this particular situation is A, support 3Speak. B, it has nothing to do about them being upset. And if that's what you're taking away from this, Clyde, like, dude, shake your head. It has nothing to do with not being upset. And it has everything to do with taking this bad situation and building it into a place for A, us to do better, B, to spite this fucker, and C, to nail him to the wall. Yeah, we can. Yeah, you're right. Oh, Macho Man is gonna get ya. You're right. Ultimate Warrior is my fringe arms. But the reality is we talk about a bunch of these guys. For a while there, it was nothing but Shane would come into the chat and he would woo at us like he would fucking Ric Flair. So yeah, I'm sorry. When you get going and you're in the role here, then you may actually misquote your 1980s WWF wrestlers, and I apologize. I apologize. Please view the mug. I am sorry. So the reality is I'm talking about, where does community focus go in a place like this? You can 1,000% focus on, you're not being berated. Oh God, Clyde, go. Never mind. So we're talking about, where can community focus go now? And what are some positives that we can build out of this? So if we want to turn the entire chat into, I'm going to dox him and we're going to build a cyber team to go, send the Russian mafia after him, that's a less helpful thing than, okay, we know these things are going to happen in crypto. So now that it's happened here, A, what does a community project need in terms of support? Well, how do you spin bad press? And we're very, very bad at this, which is silly, because spinning bad press is as simple as, well, actually, we had a developer try to attack our decentralized DApp. We had somebody who wanted to make an attack on free speech, and we were up and running the next day. We picked up our whole resources. We used that Hive code base. Nobody's accounts were compromised because everybody owns their own key and connects separately. We moved everything over. We were back up and running. And we want to show you how using our service actively protects you, even in the case of a malicious hack by a bad actor determined to steal or break down our project. Couldn't do it. Had all of the insider knowledge in the world and still couldn't harm our users. That's spin, and that's valuable because that doesn't exist outside of Hive very much. You see ETH rug pulls, you see all of these things happening in DeFi where, a project, you got to buy into a smart contract. It's behind some sort of wall or some sort of obfuscation. The smart contract is swapped out. Everybody takes the tokens. Rugged. That's it. Users fucked. Your keys didn't matter. Nothing mattered. That's the end of it for you. And so here in Hive, we have some different approaches. And for people who want to build, and for people who want to create projects on Hive, and for people who want to take these problems that happen around the crypto space, because this is not just a Hive thing, for people who want to say, hey, here's where you can protect your investment, where you can build something valuable. Yeah, the first W Leo pool got wrecked. It's true. Same sort of thing. Bad contract, sad investors. It's true. It's the Tower of Power, too sweet to be sour. It's just all wrestlers in chat now. I'm not upset about that, to be quite honest. Fuck. So coming back around, what do you do in this case? How do we, support 3Speak? How do we speak positively about what Hive can empower in a case of this is moving into territory where scams are frequent, where problems, yeah, they did. I mean, say what you want. Kyle stepped right the fuck up with some money. So, I mean, let's try and stay on track, at least in as much as we want to get through this portion of the show. This was not the planned portion of the show. The whole let's hunt Wamoan and string him up from a tree and then dance around his burning corpse kind of thing. So this to me is a message that if you are trying to onboard someone, or you are working around projects, or you're just trying to talk to somebody who's worried about crypto, Hive becomes a positive environment and a positive discussion topic, whether it is for a developer looking for a place where they don't necessarily have to handle keys, where they can build on pretty much any premise and there are public RPCs and resources to help them out. It is a great place for people to kind of step into crypto. How many times have we said that Hive is the crypto sort of gateway drug, especially for people when you want to onboard someone? Onboarding sucks, and that's going to continue to be our fucking stumbling block. Absolutely, it's going to be our stumbling block. But once you get them here and you show somebody, hey, here's your wallet address. You can use these keys. You can keep them to yourself, but you can use services that are authorized to log into pretty much anything you want, whether it's one dApp or all of the dApps, every dApp. That's fine. You can do that. And so in this case, when people are talking about scams, problems, rug pulls, all of the sort of dangers of the crypto world, you can't say, well, Hive has got a number of features that actually really protect you in this case. So, if you're really worried about it, why don't you come look around? Why don't you come check it out? I'd love to show you. These are just the ways that right now, these are the things that are stacked against us. And so how we respond to them is really important, and how you spin a negative opportunity into something positive about your ecosystem really fucking matters. So is 3Speak still working on, well, that's a great question, Uncle Bonehead. I'm guessing that their dev efforts are going to be slightly slowed down for the next little bit. There's lots of code has been removed, lots of repos have been deleted, lots of servers have been wiped. So in this case, I think they will probably do some more public updates coming soon. But watch your account, because they did put a little sort of update out there, letting people know, yeah, here it is. Yeah, it was some dev-centric issues. Yeah, here's how we plan to move forward. So I don't want to speak for them. And I just thought we'd touch on this because people will never not ask this question. We'll touch on it for the beginning of the show, and then we will move on to other stuff, I hope. Is that a dab? Am I cool now that I've dabbed on the air? This is a dab, right? This thing? When you just, huh? I don't understand why it's called a dab or whatever. I'm old. I'm fine with being old. So my name is Crimson Clad, and I never actually went out and tweeted. I never told anybody, but we have the good core crew here. So since we have everybody who is Hive centric here, and I know that some of you are watching on the Twitch and other places. Like I said, the stream counts, I threw them up there for a second, but I don't actually know that there's actually 7 people on YouTube. So say hi, let me know if the YouTube chat is connected. A couple people on Twitch. Hi. I haven't checked the Vim count recently. I don't think anybody's over there. I think there's some people listening on the waves. Trovo, Theta. Listen, I can't see you unless you chat. So please feel free, interact with us in chat. We got a lot of things to talk about today. And if not, then it's going to be all wrestling all the time. Oh, yeah. I went as Macho Man Randy Savage for Halloween one year, and it was the best costume. And I actually kind of want to do it again. I still haven't done an Ultimate Warrior costume, but Shane and I think we've been talking about that for years, how we want all of the tassels. We want all of the fringe. It would be amazing. Can I see you? Can I see who? Oh, I can't see you. Are you chatting over there on the YouTube? If so, then I cannot see you. God damn it. Did I break it again? Unbelievable. Bill, YouTube chat is connected. YouTube did not break for a week. Did it actually connect? It did! Yes! 1 week. Yeah, we used to talk about this in one of our mod rooms. We talked about nothing but wrestling. There have been some long late night wrestling conversations. And it was, and I'm pretty sure it was the precursor to the woos when you started repping with Ric Flair. But honestly, 4 years has just gone by in a flash. So it's entirely possible that was a fever dream. All right, so we've managed to actually waste an entire half an hour yelling about hacks and things like that. So I thought maybe just quickly, I can fix some of the viewer counts. I'll put them back on the stream. I will play oh man. Yeah, again, it's fair. I know you're trying to explain what's happening, Clay. I don't know. I don't know why you think I'm even making you a pariah. I'm just saying for people to kind of jump in chat and kind of try to turn everything into this, let's all jump on board and go Black Ops and fucking murder this guy. I don't even want to say unhelpful because you're taking that very personally too, and that's silly. So I'm being a dick. Okay, fair enough. Well, you know what? I want to turn this situation into a way for the community to help 3Speak. I want to encourage people to not follow up on things like doxing and tracking, and I do instead want to turn things towards working positively and spreading the word. So if that makes me a dick, bitch, I'm a dick. All right, so now that I've done that, and Clyde's going to be pissed off, let's continue. I am going to fix up what's on the overlay. I am going to play a quick track. We'll do a palette cleanser, because today wasn't supposed to turn into a drama day. So I'm a dick. Everyone's upset. 3Speak is going to be just fine. But how we talk about this as we move through the ecosystem, we can turn it into something super positive. We can do that. And that's going to take people in this ecosystem learning how to talk about hard stuff, because we suck at it. And so the reality that it kind of comes back to is we just had, this marketing proposal passed. And that's going to be a whole thing too. So if you guys want to talk a little bit about that today, we can. Otherwise, I do have some stuff I want to show you. I found some new, and many of you will know about it, but I found some new to me generative art software that I think is really fascinating. And I have some other stuff that we could talk about. So I'll play the palette cleanser. I'll try my best not to trigger anyone else. And since everybody here is the regular crew, I suspect that we won't have any questions or comments or things that need to be explained, but you never know. So if you have something else around the ecosystem kind of shifting us in a different direction, if you have a question or something you want to talk about, we can do that too. Last week, I actually tweeted and then people showed up. So I will do my best to maybe follow up on that in 1 second. But give me just a sec. Let me find a track to play just quickly here. I'm going to play you a track by Dubmood. I'm going to play you Strill 60. It's a really quick track. Just use it as a palette cleanser while I get the overlay kind of back up, get some of the viewer numbers back on the screen so I know where people are and I can address them and talk to them directly. The Discord chat is popping off. You can also turn it into a tale of warning that if you fuck with their chain, they are absolutely dickheads that will hunt you like a dog. As an expert in cybersecurity. Mariano, did you just join us? I'm definitely not an expert at cybersecurity. The biggest thing that you can do to help 3Speak right now is to encourage them and to speak about them and to use their services in a way that highlights, how the way that our blockchain services are set up protects end users. That is the biggest number one thing we talk about all the time. Your keys, your crypto. And when we talk about scams, hacks, developers attacks, all of the troublemaking that happens in the crypto ecosystem, the number one thing, of course, is social engineering, phishing, things like that, or brute forcing, wallets or passwords that are very weak to get crypto. Well, in the Hive ecosystem, we have sort of this foundation. Like, we say it's trustless, but then we trust criminals. Yeah. And that's really arguably one that we have to suck that up and eat it. The 3Speak team will probably have to make a statement on that. They did hire somebody who they were repeatedly warned about. So yeah, that part sucks. But it can also be, like I said, it's got to come back around to, well, what's going on that, our projects are either feeling so unsupported or have such a small talent pool, or, we have attracted so few quality developers. Why is that? Is that because we don't market enough? Yes. Is that because we don't pay them enough? Yeah. Is that because we don't use the DHF in a way that kind of shows people that they can jump in and have to prove themselves through the community to become trusted to earn funding? Yeah, we don't do that either. So there are a lot of avenues that we can take, and all of these things kind of come back to community contribution in this case. So complete privacy and full transparency. Exactly. Also, I want a dev that works for $5 an hour, is willing to work 100 hours a week, who never sleeps, never complains, and turns out work that is of a quality of a developer who charges $200 an hour. It's so simple. Oh, God. All right. So, yeah, there were many, many warning signs. And I mean, I've got a bunch of DMs between the two of us that I have forwarded on as support for litigation as well. So, I suspect that if nothing else, this was a very bad choice, because the 3Speak team is not without resources, which arguably they probably should have used in the first place to hire someone. But everything is hindsight. And, I'd like to believe, knowing that 3Speak guys, that they wanted to give somebody another chance. They wanted to raise someone up inside our ecosystem, and they made some bad choices. So here we are, other side of it, learning and going from here. So before I hemorrhage any more listeners, my name is Crimson Clad. This is CyberBuzz. This show, we do Q&A. We talk about the Hive blockchain. We talk about crypto. We talk about what's going on around the ecosystem. Often it's art. It's about a lot of our projects involving NFTs and things like that. And also I play some synthwave. So I'm going to drive all of you away. We will start fresh. I'm going to fix up the overlay because, like I said, it's almost done, but not quite there. And then we can move sort of towards some new topics, hopefully. And subject change, Oriole. Yeah, we talked about them all last week, Uncle Bonehead. So if you need to learn more about Oriole, you can check out last week's show. It's up. And we will be doing a live interview with them pretty soon too. The devs are just kind of working through what they want to have done and finished that they can present to you and that we can talk about live. So they'll be available for you guys for an AMA to go through the products and everything else like that. So with all that being said, let me play this track. Let's recenter ourselves. Let's try to focus, and then I will try to I will try to make today at least entertaining and informational. Edutainment, isn't that what we call MSP waves? Good God. Oh, Saturday shows, man. Saturday shows. And I'll try to get the dog to wake up and come see you guys, because he's just chilling. He's just sleeping on the floor. I'll try to get him to come back up here. His toys are up here, but I know you guys love to watch a dog. So I said I was going to play you guys something by Dubmood. I will. Here it is. It's a track called Strill 60. There are a lot of synthwavers who are getting into the NFT art space, which I think is kind of cool and exciting. So we'll probably have a lot of these artists passing through this particular part of the ecosystem soon. My name is Crimson Cloud. This is CyberBuzz. Every Saturday I'm here. I don't know what the show is anymore. Wrestling and doxing. Crimson asshole. Nobody likes her. Nobody wants to listen. What else is new? Have some music. All right, there you go. I like these tracks that have a super Blade Runner feel to them, that have that kind of like bad things are swooping out of the sky, coming to murder me with their lasers. The dog, I was kind of sitting on the floor with the dog. He's so lazy today, but I'm going to try and get him up to say hi to you. My name is Crimson Cloud. Hey, hi, welcome. This is CyberBuzz. It's a super chill stream. I didn't tell anybody about it again today. So, you guys are here. You're it. That's it. I see a lot of people are still watching on the YouTube and around the other streaming stuff. And I didn't do any of the things I said I would. Hey, dog, come on. You're awake now. Come on. Come up here. Come say hi to everybody. Yeah? You say hi? No? So, the dog is here. He's chilling with us. He's going to be mad at me for lifting him. And I'm going to get fur. Ugh! There, you see? Here's Murphy. Here's my heavy dog, who's just, he's part of every show now. I'll see if I can get him to groan for you. But he is going to hang out with me for the shows from now on. He knows that you guys truly love seeing him tortured. So, you know. Hi. Hanyo. You know. Don't say I never gave you nothing. He's going to creep in the background for most of the shows now. So we spent the first little bit of the show yelling about wrestlers and 3Speak and what was going on around 3Speak. But what I thought I would show some of you guys, because there's a lot of this going on, and a lot of us are at least mildly, maybe not interested, but at least mildly involved in or around a lot of the stuff that's happening in the art of ecosystem, crypto and art right now. Here, bud. Murph, do you want this? Chew it. No. So there's a lot that people are being drawn to the ecosystem for. NFTs, crypto art is becoming a really interesting sort of explosive part of what crypto adoption looks like right now. And one of the more interesting things, I guess, that has come out of this is people very specifically talk a lot about what is art. And I realize actually a lot of the people today are going like literally right now to Stella Bell is having a giant fuck off art show. So if you're interested and you don't want to hang out for CyberBuzz, then yes, there is a giant fuck Wall Street themed crypto art show starting like pretty much right now? Question mark? So, but one of the things that we see a lot of, and this is something that I'm sure people have opinions on, is not only the validity of NFTs and what is art, what makes digital art, what is crypto art. We do have a lot of people who are finding success in the space that maybe wouldn't be considered a traditional artist. And for a lot of you guys, you know, Cly uses MS Paint to great effect. Swoop is here. Swoop does a lot of psychedelic fractal stuff. Julia does weird, glitch, dream, scary painting stuff that sometimes it's collage, sometimes it's manipulation, sometimes it's pure painting. So each of you is exploring different mediums. Matt, that one is obviously a Christy Glass. Like, there's no doubt. That looks like one of Christie's daily sketches that's been, expanded on into a bigger piece. And so, yeah, there's beautiful, incredible art, and it comes in all shapes, forms, whatever. Everybody's doing something different. But what do we see a lot of in this space now? And this is, what we see a lot of in this space is tools that help people make art when they're even, I'm sucking up for being a chode. I said you used MS Paint well. If that is like the best compliment you've ever had, oh boy, oh boy. But yeah, so here's like, previously, if you said, I'm an artist, come see my work, and you had printed out an MS Paint canvas and slap that fucker on the wall, people would be like, get wrecked, eat a dick. Absolutely not. You know what I mean? So what we have accepted and what has become more possible for art, crypto is shaping that. Because at the end of the day, a physical gallery and the physical art world always had arbiters of taste, arbiters of culture, arbiters and gatekeepers of art. Now, crypto does still have that because there is a lot of curated sites, but there are many places now which allow you mint your art, create your art, sell it directly to whomever you want. And the idea of a token especially is a very interesting and challenging one. And it's changing the landscape of how we buy attention, of how we pay or interact with artists. And it's starting to force people to really think about, what is the thing that I value about art? What is the thing that I value about music? Is it, for some people, it's I only value having a physical canvas on the wall, and that's okay. But what that means is that crypto art probably isn't going to be appealing. That person is probably going to be I don't want to pay for a JPEG type of person. And that's okay. That's fine. There's going to be space for this. However, there are people who look at art a little differently and what makes art and what creates art or transacts value. And this is the core of NFTs. So for me, I have found this really interesting because people who would have never, ever found success ever in what was a previous iteration of art, music, culture distribution, celebrity, whatever the case may be, NFTs has now bridged that gap. And you have people who probably would have never done very well in the real world being able to take control of their own marketing, of their own hustle, of their own value creation, and starting to approach the people directly who are interested in that. So stop and think about that for a second, because before you really did kind of have to go through a channel. You were limited by your, local reach. There is no happiness without penis. It's funny you say that because as a Canadian, there's a very famous Jean Chrétien soundbite. When Jean Chrétien was our prime minister, he had this horrible Quebec accent. And one of these famous soundbites of his was, all Canadians want is a penis. And that's, that is like branded in my mind from a child. Is my prime minister told me over and over and over that all Canadians want is a penis. Just remember that. I can corroborate. A penis. That's right. Julia remembers. All Canadians want is a penis. I mean, can't fault him. So the reason that I bring this up, and we are indeed going to have a very NFT centric show. And I know that one will be really popping off. I'm going to bring in a lot of, I started talking about Jean Chrétien and a bunch of people immediately just vacated. I saw a bunch of the social numbers just plummet. You know what? Yeah, Canada roughly feels like that as well. That wasn't me like endorsing Jean Chrétien, you fucks. Coming back around. So we are going to have an NFT centric, we're going to have an art focused show. We are going to kind of talk about some of these things that become possible when you say, hey, here is this token that I've created to transact value with you. You're interested in it for whatever reason you're interested in it. Let's do something fascinating with it. So with all, with all that being said, one of the things that I wanted to show you guys that I think is really cool, and I am going to put it up on the overlay. Remember when he got a pie in the face? Yeah, that was such a Canadian thing. And it kicked off this like mad pieing craze of like politicians getting hit in the face with cream pies. Because, you know, at the end of the day, you just want to cream all over a politician. Slow tea sip. So I'm going to switch the overlay to a really broken one that I threw together like seconds ago. Here it is. So I have pulled up a tool. Now, I know many of you guys will have tools to suggest, but AI, neural nets, generative learning, they are super fucking popular right now. Super popular. Well, I want to show you, and let me make this a little bit more centered here. I want to show you something that I just found, and it's an NVIDIA project. So yes, indeed, you are feeding the AI machine. You will be teaching probably some Chinese researchers' work to make and to make the machine and Skynet stronger. But I want to show this to you because this is really fucking cool. Many of you guys have seen Deep Dream before. Many of you guys have tried Talk to Transformer. There are a number of different programs out there who kind of provide services like this that allow for you to create and add sort of a randomized aspect to art in a way that could be a lot more expressive. So if you want to hop over to somewhere where you can watch video, a lot of you guys are in the Discord right now. A lot of you guys are kind of looking through or listening through Audible only things. But if you want to hop over to either VimTV, mspwaves.com, if you want to hop to the YouTube, if you want to watch on Twitch, anywhere that you guys can see, I want to show you this. I have the browser up on the overlay. So here's the deal. Machine learning, you have one. Who are you talking to, Cly? Oh, to P5JS. Yeah. Okay, so I want to show you this. This is really fascinating. I'm hoping you guys will jump over to the video. If not, I'll try and drop some images in chat. But so here's this, and I'm going to turn the microphone too. So let me know if you can still hear me. I'm going to move this a little closer, and I'm going to... There. So hopefully I'm still on the stream with you. So here's this thing that I'm looking at here. Let's just see. Do I have it actually set up? Oh no, I might not actually have it set up. That would be problematic, wouldn't it? So here, let me get my mouse over. There we go. So here's the idea. So this NVIDIA is a graphics driven machine learning type program. So I got to check the box here first. So we got to say we agree to this. This is essentially like a neural net machine learning. It takes your MS Paint on this side here. So you can see where my mouse is moving around. On the left side, you MS Paint and you use a color to tell it what you are drawing. And then it shits out a machine interpreted version of your art. Yeah, this is really cool, Julia. So I'm going to show you guys, and we're going to design something together. And then we'll see. So right now, what is on the screen is we have some of the landscape colors. We have sky, which is this color here. We could draw sky wherever we want. And we have, I believe, is this water? No, it is stone. Nope. Is it snow? No. What is this? Sea. It's sea. There we go. So right now, we have a sky and we have some sea in these colors. And I can show you all the different things that you can add. And this is... Oh, for fuck's sakes. Sorry, I have my graphics tablet and I was going to set it up and then I didn't tell it that it could. So fuck you, Windows. So we can add whatever we want. So depending on... Oh, Uncle Bonehead's going to have some bonehead time. Good job, man. I'll see you later for your show. So you could pick some of this stuff. Like here, let's choose mountain. So we can draw, like this is going to be some Bob Ross shit. Let's draw a happy little mountain in the back. And I'll drop the link in chat, and I want to see you guys trying this too after this. I'll drop the link for everyone. So here's our mountain. We'll draw a mountain. What else do we need? There's plants. We could do plants. So we could grow, let's see, wood, tree, straw, bush, flower. We'll draw some bushes because I know everybody in here isn't too fond of a bush. But, you know, if they're landscaped, if they're trimmed back, that's not so bad. happy little Bob Ross bullshit in here. We could draw a tree just on top of the mountain. We'll draw a tree, maybe coming out of the top of the mountain there. What else did we say this was? This is the sea, right? All right, hang on. We probably need, we could do some clouds. Happy little clouds there in the sky. There you go. And what else do we need? We'll kind of finish this up. So we'll find some ground. We'll put gravel, maybe. We'll have some gravel at the bottom of our sea. And then I'll put a building in, and then we'll click go, and I'll show you guys what it turns out, because it's quite fucking fascinating. And I find that this is going to probably become the basis of a lot of people's work. Make a sunken pirate ship. Well, shit. Okay. One. God damn it. Okay, let's put the sea back in. I don't know what could I make a pirate ship out of, though? That's the problem. I have building, ground, landscape, or plant. A pirate ship isn't any of those things. So even if I tried to make like a wood wall, maybe put a Bernie on it. Okay, well, I'm going to post it in just a second, random internet guy. Give me uno momento second, and I will pass it over to you guys. I want to quickly get this out here. So let me finish with the ground. Let me click OK. I'll bring the image over, and then I'll put the link in chat because I want to see what you guys are making. So what did we say there was? There was going to be some gravel, and then on the gravel we'll make a building. I'll click go, and then I want to see what you guys are making. I want to see what you guys think of the quality of this, because this is still a learning thing. Anything that you put into this, you are actually teaching this neural net. You are actually teaching this AI a little bit more about composition. You're teaching it a little bit more about how these items go together. You are teaching it more. Clyde's teaching me basically what I'm talking about. I actually have a friend who has who created a neural net, a self-teaching neural net, which is basically all neural nets. And he was working on a machine learning project that was bought up by Google. He was moved over to, Arizona. And yeah, you're being harvested, and it tells you so. But this is how all things learn. And we had a whole show about this one day. We talked about how everybody learns through an iterative process. Everybody learns via experimentation, and everybody teaches that way as well. So does it make that much difference if you are teaching a program versus teaching another person? If it's opt-in, it's opt-in. So let me quickly add building. What do we need? Do you want a bridge? Let's do a bridge. Let's do a bridge from the mountain to the gravel. There we go. There's our bridge. And yeah, that's good enough, right? That's fine. And then we'll make a dirt road. There we go. So let's see what comes out of this. Here is the image. Let me drop it over here. So here are the two images. This is the image that it created. The mountain with bushes, with trees, clouds in the sky, the sea in the background, the gravel, created a bridge over the water. Now that's what came out of my MS Paint picture, which was this. I think it's really fascinating. It's really fascinating to see what it knows already and how it tries to interpret what I've created. So this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool and kind of weird and very fascinating. So while we talk about the rest of the show, and I know a lot of you have jumped over, hey Clay, good to see you, thanks for joining us. Well, a lot of people have jumped over to the video streams, and I don't see as many of you in Discord. I know a lot of you are when I'm watching on the video. So hi, if you've never seen me before, here I am. I'm a fucking mess. But I want to see you guys trying this out. So I've dropped the link in chat. It's over, this is NVIDIA. So I happen to use a GeForce card myself. I do like NVIDIA products. Hey dog, what are you doing? Murphy, come here. What you doing? What you looking at? Hi Stinky. Here, Murphy, come here. And so that's something that I just found, and I thought, man, oh man, and you guys probably know about it. But this to me is going to be really fascinating because a lot of these AI and machine learning products are already really popular with artists. We see a lot of Google's Deep Dream is very common now. And we see a lot of some of the AI services that do cloning, shape shifting. Art Breeder is one of them that I know a lot of people use. And there are quite a few. And one of the things that's really interesting is this is starting to be built back into a lot of software. So Photoshop, the version of Photoshop that I have already has style transfer and filters. Now, one of the other things that you can do with this is you can feed it different things. So you can create you can upload your own landscape images. You could create your own custom filters. So this thing is incredibly interesting. And it's actually, if you want to read a paper about this, if you're more interested in the actual tech aspect of it and all the weird, crazy shit that it could be used to do. There, the dog's behind me. So this might be a better angle for you. So if you want to kind of learn about what is allowing this and what is creating this, then here is a paper. I'm going to copy the link for you guys, although you can have it too. But here's a really good primer on where this came from. And here's the actual GitHub for it. So there you go. And it's based on the semantic image synthesis with spatially adaptive normalization. So what that means is basically a lot of what Cly is talking about in chat, and a lot of what machine learning is based on, where a machine tests a hypothesis over and over and over and over again, and then either determines by its own set of rules what the best results are and then continues to tweak to optimize those results, or it does it over and over and over again and waits for human feedback. And you say, this is what I like. And it learns more and more and more how to produce results like that. So this is the basis for a lot of future computing. This is the basis for a lot of computing even right now, where we program something fully with the intent that it will continue to improve itself, whether it has our output or our input or not, pardon me. And that is a little fucking crazy. So you made you made a landscape of the sea. Great work. But I want to see you guys play around with this a bit, because I think, as an early tool, this is already pretty great. And it will probably create some really interesting stuff. So if you don't want to talk about art, that's fine. We could come back around. But I did want to show this to you today because I thought this was absolutely fascinating. I really did. So let me just see. Let's start again. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do one more. The dog is here. He's looking sad. I am going to play you guys a little bit of music. I want to see you guys in chat. If you are watching, because I know a lot of you are over on YouTube, please feel free to join in. You can say hi from anywhere you're watching. My name is Crimson Clad. On Saturdays, I talk about art, music, crypto, disruptive tech, synthwave, and a lot of stuff about the Hive blockchain. Today is kind of a cozy stream. There's only a couple dozen of us hanging out, and it's been a weird one. Everybody's annoyed, and it's probably not the best show in the long run. However, no big deal. Next week, we'll be moving back into some of our interviews and AMAs and some of the topics that you guys really love, and getting some people that you want to pick their brains up close and personal that aren't me. Because you've been doing that for 4 years and you're fucking sick of it, all right? So let me play you guys... let me play you guys one more track. We will we'll clear off the heck is going on here? We'll clear off your palette. We'll get some more music into your ears, and then we'll come back around, and if there's anything that you guys want to chit chat about, and we'll go from there. I mean, this is a very fluid show, shall we say. Let me think about what I haven't played for you guys. You know what? I'm going to play some brand new Lazerpunk. I'm going to play Lazerpunk. And this guy, I've been playing Lazerpunk for you for a couple years now, but some of his music you may or may not. You better, faster, stronger, Crim. Are you saying you want Daft Punk? But I am going to play this Lazerpunk track because he recently did the soundtrack for a really cool Netflix show called Alice in Borderland. And it's like a weird, I'm pretty sure it's like an Asian filmed, and possibly not, it might even be Asian language, like future cyber techno espionage drama on Netflix that has a cool ass cyberpunk synthwave soundtrack. So I'm gonna play some new Lazerpunk quickly for you guys. Then we're gonna come back around and we will jump back into the show, and I will let you guys have control again. But just while this is playing, the dog will be snooting in the background. I'll be here. My name is Crimson Clad, and I'm going to draw a little bit more stuff here on this crazy generative, or what is it called? Gaugan. I'm going to draw something on the Gaugen. I want to see what you guys are creating. Here you go. It's Lazerpunk on MSP Waves. Oh yeah, if I actually click play. There we go. All right, there you go. Can I stop it before it keeps going? Yeah, hey. So, welcome to all of you. I know a lot of people are over there watching on the streams with the video, which is great. The dog is here sleeping on his pillow. I'm drawing things on a piece of software. We talked a little bit at the start of the show. We talked about how to encourage positive recovery in a space that is beset by scams and rug pulls and rogue developers. And, you know, for a lot of people, crypto is terrifying, very specifically because of problems, because things could go wrong. Oh, I heard that I could lose all my money. I heard that a dev is gonna fucking nuke me from orbit. And so in our ecosystem, we have a lot of protective mechanisms against it. It's not perfect, but we certainly have seen that we can contribute positively to a bounce back. And yeah, crypto is the Wild West. And there is a lot about crypto where the right answer is, no, you need to learn. Some lessons are expensive. But the flip side of that is we do need people who are willing to adopt, who are willing to jump in. And people don't learn unless they have these experiences. So as much as we don't necessarily want them to happen, when they do, how do we mitigate them? How do we bounce back as an ecosystem? How do we keep people engaged and informed, knowing that if they get scammed in the real world, that they're probably not just going to fucking table flip and then just give up on money in general or give up on interactions socially in general. No, they're not. So we're going to get to that place in crypto. So we don't need more bloggers. We need more. Yeah, but again, I hate that all we do is refer to Hive as blog, because I agree, that's not a thing. Inertia, your creepy Dr. Seuss trees are amazing. They turned out a lot better than, if you look on the screen, I had this dream that I was going to create floating platforms with a building and trees and flowers. And so this bottom one worked out really good here in the fog with like creepy trees and flowers and grass on the platform. But I used too big a brush and I put fog over top of my platforms, and it did not work out well. So I think if I were to try this again, which I won't I'll fiddle with this later, but I think if I were to try this again, I would use a smaller brush. That would have been a smart choice. So see here, I'm learning iteratively as well. So if you have stuff to share with me in chat, please do. I absolutely do want to see more of what you create, and I'll come back to this. So let me move back around to the regular chat screen. Here we are. And let me kind of fix this back up. Let me get everything. Where am I? There we go. All right, so let me also kind of flip back and get myself set back up here. And turn the camera back towards my face. I know you guys had a gentle reprieve there for a minute from having the camera pointed directly at my face, but we're back. It's all Krim all the time again. My apologies. There we go. Mostly. So, hey, good show today. We've been kind of playing around with toys. We have been talking a little bit about these ecosystems. Your random attempt at drawing dicks has been unsuccessful. Come on now. You gotta be able. I'm gonna draw a big. How could you not draw a dick? I mean, this can't be that hard. Can it be that hard? Hard to draw a dick? You got to get into the D zone, Kalai says. Okay, so before we move on, hang on. Let me just. I can't imagine that this could possibly be that hard to draw a dick. You're right. The AI is not super. Is not a super big fan of dicks. Huh. Crazy. What do you know? I just tried to draw one and it kind of, I'm not saying it neutered my dick, but it sort of neutered my dick a little bit. So I take it back. There you go. Now, here you go. You just weren't trying hard enough. Anything's a dick. Any pizza's a personal pizza if you try hard enough. So there you go. Marco, that's beautiful. Oh my gosh, look, Marco's created this mountain and sand and like rolling tides with clouds floating by. Like, that looks like somewhere I want to be. Well done, Marco. High five. Also, by the way, I looked up burek the other day. That shit looks amazingly delicious. So just following up for only some of you who are here for Full Force Radio. And hi, people who are over on the YouTube and joining in. For those of you who were here for Full Force Radio for the potato episode, yes, you guys don't do the pierogi. You guys do the burek. And holy shit, that looks delicious. Inertia, what up? That's not what turned out. Did you just put a Google image result in there? I can't decide if this is something that Inertia actually did, if he's fucking with me right now or what. Because that's fucking stunning. That's absolutely beautiful. And so just for an example, for those of you who are still playing with this, that row of images, is it fake? I don't know. I can't tell. It looks really, really good. I think it's real, but there you go. That's fucking amazing. The power of AI. It's gonna be lit, fam, or whatever the cool kids are saying now. So we've been talking a little bit about you just want an AI who makes dick jokes all day. Can somebody introduce random internet guy to banjo? That's almost every AI. Now, I mean, we've never done a show on this particularly, but maybe we could. One thing that happens is every single fucking, well done, Inertia. Every single AI tends to turn into the worst reflection of ourselves because we get all torqued out. I'm trying to move over so you can see my dog sleeping peacefully in the background here because everybody just wants to see the dog. There he is. Look at him. He's so fucking cute. Murphy. Hey, Murph. Look at you, cutie. Hey. So, you know, we talk about this a lot, but a lot of the AI that we teach, we immediately ask it inappropriate questions. We immediately feed it the most absurd things that we can think of. And so what tends to happen in general, is, train it on garbage data, get garbage projects. So what happens is our products they're like Nazis, or they're racist, or they only know how to talk like an English chav, or, you know. So thus far, a lot of where our AI has gone has suffered immensely due to the fact that we're assholes. And that's, you know, yes, random internet guy, you're right. Microsoft attempted to create a chat AI. And so there's a bunch of these out there, and, you know, Talk to Transformer is one that blew up. But Microsoft released what was supposed to be a teenaged girl chat AI. And the idea was it was going to be on Twitter, and you could tweet at this teenage girl and it would tweet back to you. Well, the immediate problem was everybody that talked to her in chat or tweeted at her or whatever immediately shaped her into a sex-crazed Nazi. Yeah, it was Tay. Cly, it was Tay. And so this was unbelievable because she was supposed to be this sort of like chill teenage companion. It was supposed to be like a positive thing. And yeah, everybody went into it thinking, haha, let's go for it. And she became a sex crazed maniac. Essentially, she had the filthiest mouth, and everyone taught her a bunch of like horrible Nazi style racist bullshit. And so this for me comes down to asking you guys a question. Since so many people are watching and hanging out, and like I'm seeing some really cool stuff in chat right now. Inertia turned the world upside down, and the physics on the AI, they don't know what the fuck. It does not know what to do. But there are some beautiful ones. And also, if you haven't seen, you could pick one of those landscape images down along the bottom, and it will change the lighting and the coloration of your image. It's almost like an image filter. You can actually upload your own landscape images. So if you were to like, I have a bunch of pictures of Iceland. I want to generate an Icelandic landscape. I'm going to upload a bunch of landscape images and use some custom filters to actually create fake styling that I can apply to this AI and teach it more about creating landscapes that I want to see. Now, with that being said, coming back to the AI thing, in this case, knowing that the best way to train an AI is to let it watch, is to let it learn, is to let it observe and listen and hear and read. How do you balance that with transparency, data privacy, and things like that? What do you do? So there's a couple different options on this, but I'm curious to know because a lot of people get really, really uncomfortable like really, really uncomfortable knowing that they are being mined or farmed for teaching an AI. That makes them scared. And for a lot of you, you don't actually really want Google or Facebook or whomever, farming your data. But it's happening. It is happening. And anything that you do is public, anything that you do that is transparent, anything you do where you've agreed to a terms of service, arguably somewhere you are feeding a big data machine. But so knowing that we hate that and we're scared of that, do you think we can create a valid AI? Do you think we could create an AI that reflects the best in us if we do not consent to being observed and iterated on? And the people who do consent are the ones who are like, I'm gonna teach you to draw a dick. What do you think? Is it possible? Is there an ethical way to build a realistic AI? Because there's always going to be some form of bias in the information you feed it. And I was thinking about this as we were, drawing here, and I was, contemplating the meaning of my life, drawing a giant rock dick in the sky at the behest of all of you. But I was thinking about this is one of these questions of how could you create a level playing field and try to mitigate a good chunk of bias without manipulating this one makes me laugh. I clipped this the other night. Here's Banjo. Banjo is arguably quite broken. We may have broken him already. And if you're not in the Discord chat, if you're chatting through Twitch or YouTube, or you're reading along or listening along on Trovo or Vim, you can chat too. So hi. But if you're trying to figure out what's going on, we have a Discord bot named Banjo, and Inertia, one of the listeners in here, actually created it and used, I guess, an API that trains Banjo to respond off of public internet resources and responses, right? But so what happens is this Discord bot, every now and again, it just throws some shit into conversation. Often you have to ping it. You have to ping Banjo, get his attention, and ask him a question or a comment, and it'll try to chat back to you. Great. But every now and again, just out of nowhere, it answers. It throws something into conversation. And the other day, somebody here in chat said, "We need a cum pit." And Banjo was like, okay. So, unprompted, just came in and was like, heard there was cum in here. And so arguably, I think we're going to ruin every piece of technology that we build. And that may be our future forever. I'm honestly not sure. All right, so hey, my name is Crimson Clad, and this is CyberBuzz, and today's been a weird day. We're having a lot of fun. We're chatting. We're hanging out. Thanks to all of you who have showed up. And like I said, I've only got some of the stream counts on chat. I haven't gotten a time to really finish this up. But by next week, I hope. If you were here for Full Force Radio, the merch portal I'm aiming to have up before the beginning of next month. So we are in March. I am hoping by the beginning of April that the merch portal will be up. There'll be a lot of stuff that can go on. Donations, bits, cheers, all that shit can be hooked up properly. And in fact, I don't even know if they're working. I don't actually have the alert box up, but I will keep an eye out and we'll kind of, hey, Miso. I think I said this last time that you came, Miso, where I was like, oh, Miso Theta. And then I'm like, I'm going to get canceled. That was actually pretty racist. Holy shit. But at the same time, I'm just like, aw. So hi again. So what have we talked about today? We started out the show, everybody's yelling, people are mad at me, I'm the worst, Clyde's the worst, everyone's the worst. But we were talking a little bit about scams in the crypto ecosystem in general, rug pulls, and the sort of, the emotion that fosters in somebody who's entering into the crypto ecosystem. Oh, I'm sorry. I just got a DM that told me to move over so you could see the dog again. My bad. You know what? Yep. Let's do this and I'll move over. And then that way I'll talk to you, but you can watch the dog, because that's obviously what needs to happen. So people always DM me during the stream, and it's never anything valid, but it's always important for me to properly respond to your requests. So we were talking a little bit about how in this particular situation, where there are scams or where there are downtime or devs or whatever, how do we foster goodwill? How do we support these projects? How do we support, people? How do we help people stay safe without hand-holding? And the Hive ecosystem is really great for that. We ended up kind of going into and talking a lot about the 3Speak stuff. So if you're not interested in that, and you're not interested in a lot of yelling and potentially some early WWF references, just skip that whole section of the show when you're on replay. Go through it at like 3 times speed. Then we started moving into talking a little bit about NFTs, talking a little bit about buying attention, art, interaction, value, and what that might mean to someone, why an NFT is a really challenging concept for some people, and for others it makes so much sense. They're all in, they get it, it's the thing they've been waiting for, and they understand it inherently. There are going to be 2 groups, and it's going to be up to the people who get it to convey why they get it to the people who don't, because NFTs aren't going anywhere. And for anybody who believes that you're going to interact in an attention economy, whether that's social media, whether that's art, whether that's music production, whether that's games, whether it is, I want to certify that my sneakers are one of 300, because we talked about this once before. There are niche communities out there for everything. There are people who fly all over the world to be the first person to buy a new limited edition sneaker that drops once in Japan and then again in New York. People love this shit. NFTs are going to make that more prevalent, not less. They're going to really enhance that aspect of our society, not less. And they're really going to start channeling value. I was going to say funds, but value from people who desire something to people who provide something. And up to this point, that's not always the case. Mass production, global supply lines, and the way that corporations and conglomerations and these crazy mega businesses kind of have a stranglehold on things. Crypto is changing that. NFTs are going to change that. And it's very fucking interesting. So we talked a little bit about that. We are going to be moving on, and we are going to do kind of an NFT art-centric, NFT showroom style show coming up pretty soon in the future. And then also there is some other stuff that we're going to be talking about, and some shows that we're going to be putting together. Oriel, the podcasting app, and we're going to talk a little bit. Hey, good morning, Alpha. Thanks for hopping in. So there's lots of cool things that are happening, lots of cool things that are going on. And if you want to talk about anything that fits this show, let me know. Please feel free. Send me and a shout out, because Inertia's Command with Banjo used to pull up Ron's NFT of my face. And it's a bad screen cap. And it's quite embarrassing, and I don't mind. But I will say a public shout out. Thank you to Inertia for hiding that. It's good. Using experiences to make a better product. Thank you, Inertia. That's kind of you. Okay, so I am going to probably play one more track here, knowing that we've only got about half an hour left in the show. I'm not actually going to play some Gunship. I am going to play some new Midnight for people who are wanting that sexy, sexy saxophone. A lot of you are watching on separate media today. So, hi. I know you're not... Did you just fart? Did you guys hear that? The dog just fucking ripped one. What? All right. So I am going to play a new Midnight track, and then we'll come back and we'll focus on some stuff that you guys want to focus on. Any questions or comments that you have, we'll hit those up quickly. And then the other thing is I'm going to ask for any more suggestions on either social media or platform stuff, because I've been putting a lot of effort into that this week. I don't have a lot of time, and Hive always comes first, but I am kind of making an effort, improving channels, improving videos, improving user experience, and getting prepped for hopefully at least making things a little more accessible outside of the Hive ecosystem and outside of some of these places, so that if you aren't here for the live streams, which not everybody is, we usually get a couple dozen people, sometimes more. Last week was quite hopping by the end. How do I make it so that you can still feel engaged and involved in the community? You can still feel listened to, and I just see chat. Yes, I've had the sex. Good to know things are going well over there. And hi to more people jumping in on the YouTube. All right, let's do one more track. We'll come back and we'll open up chat into whatever you guys want, which I suspect might be a little rough. And of course, if you are watching on one of the other social media things, I'm going to do that. What's the horrible thing that everybody gets sick of? Oh, hit that like and subscribe, ring the bell for notification. What is it? I don't know. Just if you want to hang around, you got a couple options. You can come to the Discord and you can use the subscribe command. You'll get a ping every time I'm live on air. Otherwise, I don't know, follow a thing. I see people on Twitch. I see people on YouTube. If you're not following, follow, and then I'll show up in your feed. And my dog will fart in your face, and we'll draw sky dicks with AI, and we'll talk about how crypto is just the ridiculous Wild West that shatters everyone's dreams. I don't know. Whatever makes you happy. Yeah. What is it? Smash that bell. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I'm not cut out. I'm not cut out for traditional social media, but I'm going to give it the old college try. I abhor it, actually. And I really, really dislike asking people to like follow or watch or tweet or whatever. But one thing is, somebody asked me, why don't I have a custom URL on my YouTube? It's because I don't have enough followers. I'm not cool. I need 100 followers, and I'm at like 80 something because YouTube took away a bunch of my followers. I don't know why. I was at 90 something, and then it knocked me down by like 30 people. So if you don't, help me get a custom URL. And if you don't want to, well, that's fine, but that's why I don't have one. I'm gonna play you guys some new Midnight. It was just released. It's a track called Neon Medusa. It is super fucking retro synthwave. And I mean, the Midnight is, they're probably one of the biggest and most best known. After 4 years, no, I haven't actually been doing the YouTube for 4 years. I've literally just started maybe about a year now, and I never tell anyone. And for the first probably 6 months, I just broadcast to YouTube and didn't share it with anyone. So realistically, I don't tag, or I don't even have, probably about 60% to 80% of my YouTube videos that don't have descriptions. They don't have titles. So I'm slowly now fixing that. I just, in the past couple of weeks, have started adding thumbnails and going back and correcting them. Like, God, don't make me admit all the things I'm doing wrong. But if nothing else, CyberBuzz might be a really interesting look for you guys in that... No, from the start thing was MSP waves. I started on MSP waves. I started using Hive. And I got kind of used to live streaming and doing this kind of entertainment and inertia. So that Wamoan, I know. Don't make me admit this, but I will. I'm hoping that this is kind of a good example for you guys on what not to do, what to do, and sort of watching this journey and maybe learning from it if you want to take a same journey. I'm not very good at it, but I would be very happy to kind of show you what's worked and what hasn't worked. And if nothing else, maybe it's been a fascinating thing for you to watch this evolution. So in the last couple weeks, just now I've started creating descriptions, changing out thumbnails, starting to actually build up content. And then once a month, I'm going to take the 4 shows from the month and build a short highlight reel and then upload that as a video, so that not everything is a live stream, because I think that would be very helpful as well. I'm really, really bad at this, but at the same time, I have a lot to say. I have a lot to do. I have a lot to teach, and we have so much fun to have. So I need to fucking fix it and become better. It's hard. I'll figure it out. Or I'll go down in flames. And either way, I don't know. I call him Wimoen, but I say it so fast, like Wimoen. It probably sounds like women. Anyways, so here's the deal. I'm going to figure it out, and you guys are going to watch and figure it out. So let us play this midnight track. Let me put some music in your ears. We'll come back and we can talk about whatever you guys want, whatever questions, comments. I'll put the dog in your face for the end of the show. I'm going to try making that platform design one more time. This is New Midnight. The track is called Neon Medusa. My name is Crimson Clad. Hi, welcome, bye, whatever. If you're coming, you're going, you're staying, I love you either way. Here's some good music. Stick around because we got about 15 minutes left in the show. Yeah, there we go. Brand New Midnight. They're really, is there a CyberBuzz master list? There is, Corbin. I 1,000% can share that with you. But not only, there is not just a CyberBuzz master list. One of my most popular playlists is public. You can find it on my Spotify, and it's called That Feel When the Apocalypse, but actually just the 80s. And there's quite a few people following that. I can copy the playlist link for you. It needs some updating, but a lot of people do like it. It's a fat fucking amount of synthwave on that sucker right there. But also, let me find the CyberBuzz one, because the CyberBuzz one is everything that I have played loud on the show. So let me make it public right now, and let me share the playlist link here in chat. So if you want to explore this a little bit more, if you're interested in kind of synthy sounds and that's not normally your jazz, both of these might make you happy. Might not, you never know. So yeah, I got a lot of people who are hanging out over on the visual medium. So hi to everybody. Oh, the bingo wings. I gotta forget, like, check this out. Woo! We're gonna fly away. I always forget now that the camera, it's HD. And so I always say hi to you guys, and now it's getting warmer and the weather's getting a little bit nicer. And so I always wave to you, and then everything's just like, blah, 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 blah. It's a lot. I'm sorry. I promise you, there's some muscle there. It's just, it's been a long fucking COVID winter, kids. So hey, I'm playing around with the thing. If you're watching on one of the more visual media, if you're watching one of the more visual media for the last couple minutes of the show, still playing around with the Gaugan beta, and it's been pretty fun. I am exploring the idea of floating platforms covered in stuff. This cracks me up because this particular image that I just created reminds me of the images that I took at the Cliffs of Moher in Ireland. Like, this looks like that. It looks like that feels. And my heart just did a flip-flop looking at that. And isn't that the way? Isn't that what this is all about? So yeah, I can actually try to find that for you. One sec here. I'm pretty sure if I just type Crimson Clad Cliffs of Moher. Yep, there you go. It's the first fucking result. Here you go. If you want to see the images that I'm talking about, there they are. So this, I mean, maybe it's a stretch. Maybe it's a stretch. But that's immediately what this reminded me of, is spending time on the edge of the world in Ireland. So there you go. So Marco says, what I've learned is that NVIDIA has no idea what a house is. Well, that's why this is in beta. Help it out. Let's teach that fucker. We're coming up to the end of the show here. My name is Crimson Clad, and CyberBuzz is this love affair with all things synthwave and Blade Runner and neon noir, and I've been doing it for a couple years now, and it is the bane of my existence. I love doing this show. I love teaching people. I love entertaining people. I love talking about crypto and projects around the Hive ecosystem, but I also sometimes I just fucking hate this show and everything it takes out of me. So, it is what it is. You've seen quite a journey. You've seen a lot in the time that we've been here together. And going into the next week, just keeping an eye on the time because I have to. We have a full schedule of DJs. So if you're watching me on one of my platforms, then it won't matter. But if you are watching on one of the MSP Waves site or you haven't gone to check out mspwaves.com yet, you can do that because I work with a number of really freaking cool community DJs. And there are a lot of really interesting topics and people. They all do streams through this network. And if you want to check it out, you can do that. Later on today, we have Loud and Proud. We have, I think, Aggie's on after me. And we also have Coffee and Philosophy in the evening. There are so many cool places that you can check it out. Vim is my choice, personally. I really want to see them. Soar, Theta is another awesome option. And of course, I'm just testing out Trovo now. So I'll let you know as I discover more about that. But the reality is there are a number of streaming networks out there that are finally taking a stand. And whether or not they bring in thousands of viewers is neither here nor there. For me, what I would like to see is people empowered to connect directly with the people who enjoy their entertainment. And, if you're going to make a couple bucks, make it in crypto. But if nothing else, kind of create this space where you can entertain and enjoy in a way that's on your own terms. That really fucking matters. All right, so we are down to the very ass end of the show. I've got like 6 minutes left, give or take. So I won't have time for another track, but that's okay. We usually end up with like Gunship or Midnight. Those are some of the classics of the synthwave space. And actually, if you come for next week's Full Force Radio, we actually are going to do some focus on where synthwave and metal kind of meet. So a lot of Carpenter Brute, a lot of Perturbator, a lot of bands that do what is essentially shred wave, heavy ass guitars, driving synth beats, and some of the stuff that was happening sort of in the underground and like the dirty, grimy 90s nightclubs. And it's going to be super fun. So anyways, hang around. And then after that, we are going to also be talking more on this program with some of the projects that are out there. And in fact, one of them that wanted to come talk was Antarchy, wanted to come talk a little bit about Koinos. Am I going to use my cub? Yes, I probably am. Yeah. So people have been asking me because they noticed I started a Leo power down and people are like, oh, do you not support the Leo project anymore? Well, that's fine. I have no problem. That's actually really interesting though, Marco. A lot of people love to watch public wallets and they're like, oh, I saw you did a power down. I am powering half of my stake down just because there are a couple of larger investors who want to do an over-the-counter deal, who are trying to get in and want large quantities of Leo. So I'm making a private deal for half. And I'm going to be taking all my cub and just providing liquidity. I think Leo is one of the absolute innovative backbones of our ecosystem. I really want to see them succeed. And I want to see investors who are really interested in pushing this ecosystem higher and harder, getting in, and also having, some stake to be impactful because these are the people that we want in our ecosystem. So I want to see how to empower them. So it's fine. Yeah, a lot of people watch my wallet. And that is, it's been an interesting thing for me. So since we're at the end of the show, I'm fine talking about this for the last couple minutes of the show. Being a Hive witness and a Steam witness before this, it's very interesting because as soon as I became an elected witness, people immediately want to dictate to you what you do to earn that money, which is, you know what, that's fair. A lot of you vote for my witness. I love that you do, and I appreciate you for that. And I do indeed feel that I have some obligations to you as a witness because I do. You would not continue to vote for me if I made poor choices or I, didn't embody the things that you were voting for. But, however, with that being said, immediately people became very, very possessive of my wallet. And people often say, well, you're just rich. You're a rich witness and whatever. Well, actually, many of you, and I was chortling my fucking ass off because here's Solo the other day on Neil's show. Solo has bought in and built up his stake. Matt, Neil, so many of you guys are working around the ecosystem. People who have never witnessed have put their heads down and worked fucking hard and have tripled or quadrupled the stake that I have built up just by slowly running a witness. And I've never sold. I've never sold Hive. I never sold Steam. I've never powered down on my main account. And so this to me is really fascinating because there is a small part of me that wants to say, well, you know what? I do have some obligation to you. But in crypto, the reality is we are seeking sovereignty and financial responsibility for ourselves. And that to me is utterly fascinating. This dichotomy between what people want from you and the things that they want. I've never once paid myself. Never once, Cly. And that's why I say, like, some days I literally get off the air and I like lay down on the floor and cry because I'm like, man, I could have still been posting or doing art or whatever. And so this is a big struggle for me. And this is not a, like, every fucking conversation turns into this. I am a cautionary tale. I'm discovering this as I go. But what I want to be very clear is that as you go through this journey, remember that this space is going to have a lot of people who are trying to figure out what they need from it. And you, indeed, can do whatever the fuck you want. So as I talk about this sort of frankly and openly, part of that is only because I want to make sure that you are creating a really realistic goal set for yourself and that you are using crypto to empower your life and not to box it in smaller. So we're basically come to the end of the show. I've got about a minute left. I want to thank you guys for hanging out today. I know I did not get out there and actually remind people that it's starting or post a link to the show like I said I would. But I'm moving forward on this. Every day is a little bit better. I'm here every Saturday. Please come hang out with us. CyberBuzz is a lot of fun. And if you have questions, comments, topics that you want to engage in, send me a DM. Everybody does. They send me DMs in Twitter. They send me DMs on openhive.chat here in Discord, wherever. Send me a message. Leave a comment on the YouTube video, and I will turn it into a show because the most important thing for me is to touch on topics that you guys want to learn about and have really great discussions about the things that interest you. So with that being said, we come to the end of today. The next time you'll see me live for sure will be on Thursday night for Full Force Radio. It is hard rock. It is irreverent talk. It's a lot of sass. It's good music. Like I said, I think we'll be kind of focusing in on where synths and shredding combine. Lots of Carpenter Brute, heavy industrial machine-driven music, and a lot of good silly chat. Otherwise, see you next Saturday. We will be back into sort of the interview and learning phase. Otherwise, I'm going to say that 15 times. I'm all done. Thanks for hanging out today. Check out the next show. Bye.